I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Here we are on this spiritual journey towards a more generous life. I'm having a good time. This is good for me to be reminded of these things that Jesus teaches in Scripture of what His will is for our life. I told you at the beginning that God is a generous God. If we are going to have the character of God, we are going to have to be more generous. And that's why I wanted to go on this journey. How can I live a more generous life? But we're talking not just about generosity. Today's topic talks about extravagant giving. Can you imagine giving extravagantly? You may have seen it in the movies, people that are going around handing out $100 bills. Wouldn't that be fun? People that are helping people in the Kmart and Walmart layaway lines as they're paying things off for them. People that are going to schools of higher education and paying the school bill for students whose loan debt has increased dramatically. These people are extravagant givers, but not just extravagant in giving what they can, but extravagant in giving above and beyond what we can think or imagine. Can you imagine someone who sells their house, their cars, everything that was in their house, and moves to the mission field and gets a hut there in the jungle and begins to help the people and share the resources that they have? Can you imagine someone like that? Mark chapter 10 talked about the rich young ruler, is what we call him. And he comes to Jesus, and Jesus gives him an interesting statement. He says, if you would be perfect, go and sell all that you have and give it to the poor and come and follow me. Now that kind of perfection, that kind of extravagant giving is beyond our comprehension. That would be above and beyond the expectations. I mean, it's good for a person to tithe. It's good for a person to give offerings of a designated percentage. It's good for an individual to occasionally give money to individuals that they see in need, to gift giving, project giving. But this, Mark chapter 10, extravagant giving above and beyond what we can imagine. This is what Jesus said this young man needed to do in order to receive salvation. Extravagant giving. Mark chapter 14 talks about the woman with the alabaster jar of very expensive perfume worth a year's wages. A year's wages. She simply dumps it out at one time, at one moment, simply to wash the feet of Jesus. Extravagant giving. Acts chapter 4 talks about the disciples there, the early part of Christianity. And it talks about people who go and sell their lands or their houses and bring the money and set it there at the feet of the disciples. That's extravagant giving. Giving above and beyond. Does God call you to extravagant giving today? Is that what He wants for you? I mean, if God said to you, what is your most valuable asset, the most valuable item that you have in your life? You know, on that list of things that you wrote down, the assets that you have. If God said, would you sell that and give that valuable asset, 100%, all of it, to me? Would you consider that? You see, God calls some of us to extravagant giving.